Was today a bust of severe weather? If most of you don't know, today we did have an enhanced risk of severe weather in a very rare portion of the Northeast in New York, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine. We did also have another risk over here. This is a slight risk in Montana. It takes up almost all of Montana, almost all of central Montana, a lot of eastern Montana, and it's just crazy. We have another slight risk over here. We did have a 10% tornado risk for this area up here. Um, for a while, they did shift all this stuff down a little more into New York, New Hampshire, and Vermont. We also do have a Sig 1 still a Sig 1 chance of EF2 plus on the table for New York, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine. And then we also have a 2% tornado risk for a lot of this area, the same portions of New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. We do not have a tornado risk, which I'm surprised they did not at least get a 2% tornado risk down here near Billings in Wyoming. At least a little bit of this area, maybe even smaller. But Billings today looked very significant. They moved this slight risk further up all the way to the border. It was not. It was down here. It included maybe a little bit of Wyoming and Idaho. I can't remember, but there was a slight risk for this area, and I'm surprised they didn't at least issue a small tornado risk over here. But there was a big wind threat with 2 Sig 1 chances as of right now that I know of. I don't know. Yep, there is still a Sig 1 chance over here, too. There's also an enhanced risk. So we do have our slight risk of wind, and then we have our we have our marginal slight, and then we have our enhanced of wind. Then we have a slight chance of wind over here, of stronger winds, which a slight chance is usually up to 75 miles an hour. And then the Sig 1 chance means anywhere from 65 to 70. Then we have a big marginal risk for hail in this area, as well as over here. When it goes to hail, we also do have a Sig 1 chance for over here in Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, and New York. And then we have our slight chance for the same area. It's all been up here, and then our marginal risk. We also do have a marginal risk for over here in Montana, and then a slight risk near Lewistown in Montana as well. When we go to tomorrow, there is absolutely nothing going on tomorrow, and what is happening over here? I was not actually expecting a chance of a marginal risk at all, really, but they did issue a marginal risk for New York, the New York metro area, basically, over here, because there is slight chances of wind and hail for this area. So, and then tomorrow is looking, or Thursday is looking very, very not severe at all. No severe at all. No marginal risk. No nothing. But today is basically Wednesday. I mean, it's currently 12:46 a.m. Central Time. So there we go. If we do look at our future radar, I was looking at a bunch of stuff still getting hit up here. With today was, I feel like, a bust. Most of our stuff might hit around 1 a.m. now. So, yeah, most of our tornado risk stuff might hit. That's why they still have the 5% in Sig 1, is because most of our stuff will hit around 1 to 2, 3, and then ending around about 4 to 5, because it all gets out here in the Atlantic. So one thing I really did want to talk about is our tropical weather outlooks. We do have currently a tropical storm 5E out here in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of Mexico. It's actually heading up this way, and it was looking actually like it would hit the San Francisco area, but now other things are saying it's just going to dissipate up here, which it has very weakened. It was a now it's saying tropical depression, but it was a hurricane. That's what it is. It was a Category 2 hurricane around here as it came in line with Baja California. We also did have our high chance of 70% 7-day development, and then over here we do have an enhanced risk of 60% for 7-day and 40% for 2-day. Over here we do have 30% chances for both 2-day and 7-day. Again, we did have like 5 or 6 outlooks with some over here, and then like 2 or 3 over here. And one thing I really wanted to talk about, and if you've been keeping up with our Facebook page, I did post this. Our cape in this area is getting extremely high. If I'm looking at different models, mainly the HRRR model is what's been showing a lot of the cape, especially down here south of Florida, just like near Havana, Santa Clara, and Nassau of the Bahamas and Cuba. It has been extremely high, and I would not rule out in the next couple of days if we do get, for this area right here, at least a low 20-30% of a 7-day development, maybe even 10% will work, or maybe even over here. Mainly in this area is where they should issue something, because it is gaining very strong in Cape and has been for a while, and it's about to ramp up extremely quick in the Gulf. In the Gulf of America, baby, this could get extremely quick, really fast, because there is some strong Cape, as you can see over here. Like, that is some extremely strong Cape. Upwards of 6,000 joules per kilogram. That is extremely strong. 6,039 joules per kilogram. That is some really strong Cape out there. This was at about 8 p.m. tonight. As you can see, this just does the same. It just still gets stronger. It's just spinning out here. Like, look at this. It just spins. It just goes. It's just ramping up really fast. It ramped up actually way faster than we thought it would. And then they might even issue another one for out here for a Pacific or a Atlantic disturbance, because our joules per kilogram are skyrocketing out here. This is around Thursday. If we go right now, they're not very strong. Maybe some out here and down here. But it just, like right around Thursday, it just gets strong out here too. And we could have hurricanes starting to form and tropical storms starting to form out here. If we do look at our main for right now, I'm going to go to 1 because it's about 12:50, almost 1. Our main area of like strong Cape will be out in this area over here for tonight, and then still some backup here in Maine, in Vermont, and New Hampshire. And we're also starting to see some stronger things. There is a severe thunderstorm watch in place for, I believe, this area over here. If we do go to radar, I'm not seeing actually a severe thunderstorm watch for this area. Whoa. But there is 2 severe thunderstorm watches. One up here in Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and New York, and then still another one back over here. So we are going to look at radar for a minute. There is a $half size hail falling out of the storm over here with 6-mile-an-hour winds. This did have a tornado possible tag on it, and I believe still should, unless that is contamination, which I don't believe. The thing that isn't going to be contamination will be this little bit of rotation down south here, but that might not be contamination. I honestly, if that's not contamination, I would not rule out a tornado warning for this area. If we do go back up here with this serious thunderstorm warning, this was also tornado possible. They downgraded both of these out here in Montana due to they did lose a lot of their rotation. The main part of our rotation will probably form, or the stronger part, if our significant tornado parameter was showing some very strong things starting to form when it gets out here about 2 a.m. 3 a.m. is when we could see. I'm obviously probably going to go to bed after this because it is very late. but we could see some things ramping up over down south here, and then again up here around this area. So I might rule out, or wouldn't rule out a 2% chance of tornadoes this morning, early this morning. So I do want to go to our significant tornado parameter value. This is on HRRR, right? Okay. Round 3, 1. Right now, it's mainly up here in New York and Vermont, with a little bit stretching back into Maine. And then we still have a little bit over here. We currently have none in Montana, as you are seeing, and it's now showing nothing at all for early this morning. But the main of our tornadoes will probably be back over here. I would probably assume they'd be down Albany, Boston, and Portland areas. So, I do want to switch over to Facebook. There was one thing I really forgot to talk about. If we do go to our weather prediction center, we do have a back-to-back high risk of excessive rainfall and flooding. We are seeing up to 2 feet. Ladies and gentlemen, that is 2 feet of rain falling in San Antonio, or near San Antonio. There was about 1.11 inches, or 1.11 feet. So 1 foot, 1 foot, 1.5 inches around there of rain falling in San Antonio today, which it's now just a moderate risk for that area. It did include a bigger area out here. They have smallened it. But there is multiple flash flood warnings, and there's been a couple flash flood emergencies. I haven't seen a whole lot, but there's also a slight risk out here in Arizona with some big marginal risk. And then today is the same. We have 4 slight risk. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 3 marginal risk. So, and then Thursday is a moderate risk for the same area. I could expect, it's possible, for a slight risk for Del Rios and or Rock Springs again. And then Friday is just looking slight for up in this area and back over here in the deserts. But if you go to Facebook, and you should follow us. So we post all of this on Facebook. Back-to-back high 4 out of 4 risk of flooding in portions of southern Texas. Speaking of rare, because a high risk of excessive flooding back-to-back, so 2 days in a row, is rare. It is rare, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, it is rare. Also, don't forget to follow us. I have posted. We are currently hiring on our program. This is pinned on our Facebook page. In StormWatch Midwest, we are a group. We make YouTube videos almost daily. I haven't been really doing daily. I've been lacking. I know. I'm so sorry. But we are finally posting one today. And we are hiring. We are looking for a meteorologist to run our live streams when we come back up. If you did not hear a major update, we are postponing going live for a while. I will probably not be live until next severe weather season, but we are still looking for a meteorologist by then, and hopefully we will have one by then. So I will share these details with you. We are looking for an experienced person in meteorology to, of course, run social media pages, live streams, and updates. And there is no degree required, and you have to have at least 1 or more meteorology experiences. You have to be at least 14 years of age. You have to have a strong passion of weather, loving weather, knowing weather, just a big passion of it, and then knowing how to read radar. That's a big thing I want. So coming back over here, like knowing how to read velocity products, knowing how to read correlation coefficient, differential reflectivity and reflectivity, like knowing hook echoes on storms and things like that. Remain calm and professional during important social media moments. So when we are posting videos, like if you provide an update or come on a video, you have to remain professional. Not that we can't have fun, but remain professional at all times, unless and otherwise I say so. You have to be available at all times during severe weather. If something's going on, message me. Like if you have an appointment, if it's a family issue, anything that's happening, email me, message me. If you do get the job, email me, message me, and you will be questioned and trained before I do hire somebody. You have to have a quality mics and good internet. So a quality mic that works, and then you have to have good internet. So decent internet that will run a laptop, a PC, and stuff like that. And you have to be familiar with professional radar products. Like this one right here is Weatherfront that I'm using. Radar Omega, Radar Scope, WeatherWise, Radar, My Radar, stuff like that. Just radar products like radar apps. I'm so sorry. You have to be willing to learn and be trained. So I will be like, you won't just hire it and just immediately go off, do what you want. You have to be trained, and I have to trust you before I could just let you do what you want and stuff like that. And don't make weather threats or damage sensitive. So when you are like, if you come to issue an update on a stream, don't make the weather threats like, if you are saying like take cover now, this is a life threatening situation, don't make it sensitive like you could die from this, like this is like, you could say this is life threatening, but you don't say like if you are outside you'll die and stuff like that. And damage sensitive is mean if you do show something on stream or on a short, on YouTube, on a reel, like on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, if you do something, don't make it sensitive. So if there's something that shows people crying or hurt people, that just cannot be a thing. That's just not really okay. Especially it's disrespectful to the family and the people this applied to. Like, we're taking advantage of this stuff for our own content. It's just not okay. And if you need to apply, just message me here on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. You could also email me at stormwatchmidwest1@gmail.com. And then the end part just says, let's hit the ground running and make our team even better. So, yep, I did just post a 100 post and 31 followers. That was right before we got into the followers, so I'm at 32 now. But with 31 followers in just 20 days on Facebook. 20 days. It's probably 21 now, but forget it. 20 days. Since June 25th is when we joined Facebook. 31 followers and I've hit 100 posts. This is like, I'm extremely grateful. Thank you so much. So that is going to be all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I am so excited to hire whoever this is. So just make sure to email me, do whatever, and I will see you in the next video. Or I could go live very soon. Who knows? It will be random and it will be posted. So thank you for watching.